Wenclair is over. Not because it was ever real. If you watched our series, you already know Jenna Ortega and Emma Myers were never dating. But in Wednesday Season 2, something happened that killed the ship in a way that's actually worse than if they just said, "We're not together." Wednesday is actively distancing herself from Enid Sinclair, pushing her away, keeping secrets, and while Enid watches from the sidelines, Wednesday is building a completely new closest friendship with someone else, Bianca Barclay, played by Joy Sunday. And here's the thing that nobody's talking about. The same thing that's happening on screen between the characters is happening behind the scenes between the actresses. This is the story of how Joy Sunday replaced Emma Myers, not in a dramatic, explosive way, but slowly, quietly, and completely. What's up, GossipSlice fam? And if you've been following our Wenclair series, you know all about how the dating rumors affected Jenna Ortega and Emma Myers' friendship. But what we didn't cover is what happened after. Because while Jenna and Emma were trying to set boundaries with shippers, a different dynamic was forming. Joy Sunday, who plays Bianca Barclay, became a much bigger part of Wednesday Season 2, and not just on screen. Behind the scenes, she's become one of Jenna's closest friends on set. The friend who doesn't come with baggage, rumors, or millions of fans shipping them together. Smash that like button right now, because what I'm about to reveal shows how the Wenclair shipping didn't just affect Jenna and Emma's friendship, it actually changed the entire cast dynamic in ways nobody expected. And if you don't hit subscribe before this video ends, you'll miss the part where we break down exactly how Emma Myers is handling being replaced. And honestly, it's more complicated than you think. Let's start with what's happening on screen, because that's where the replacement becomes really obvious. In Wednesday Season 1, Bianca Barclay was Wednesday's rival, the popular siren queen who clashed with Wednesday constantly. But Season 2, everything changed. Joy Sunday's role expanded dramatically. She's not just a side character anymore, she's integral to the plot. And here's what's interesting, her friendship with Wednesday deepens significantly this season. According to interviews with the creators, Bianca and Wednesday develop a genuine connection in Season 2. They work together, trust each other, and build the kind of bond that fans were expecting between Wednesday and Enid. Meanwhile, Emma Myers' character Enid, she's dealing with what Netflix officially described as arising tensions that will shake their friendship. Translation: Wednesday and Enid are growing apart. The show literally replaced Enid as Wednesday's closest ally with Bianca. Joy Sunday is getting the screen time, the emotional scenes, and the character development that used to belong to Emma Myers' character. And if you're a Wenclair shipper, Season 2 was basically designed to hurt you. Because instead of Wednesday and Enid getting closer, they're actively distancing from each other while Wednesday bonds with someone else entirely. So, let's talk about what actually happens to Wednesday and Enid's friendship in Season 2, because this is where the replacement narrative gets really interesting. According to multiple reviews and recaps, Wednesday deliberately distances herself from Enid this season. She's worried that her presence puts Enid in danger, so she starts pulling away and keeping secrets. But here's the thing, while Wednesday is distancing from Enid, she's turning to other people for help. Specifically, a new character named Agnes and, you guessed it, Bianca. So it's not that Wednesday can't have close connections this season, it's that she's choosing other connections over Enid. One article about Season 2 said it perfectly. Wednesday is distancing herself from Enid while turning to Agnes to help solve mysteries, making Enid feel left out. That's not just a plot point, that's a complete shift in the show's core relationship. The friendship that anchored Season 1, the bond that made Wenclair shippers go absolutely feral, is being deliberately weakened while other relationships are strengthened. And Emma Myers had to film that. She had to act out scenes where her character watches Wednesday choose other people over her, knowing that millions of fans were going to see Enid being replaced by Bianca and Agnes. But the on-screen dynamic is only half the story. Let's talk about what's happening behind the scenes, because this is where Joy Sunday's rise becomes really significant. In multiple interviews promoting Season 2, Joy Sunday has talked about how close the cast became during filming. She's mentioned group chats, cast dinners, and genuine friendships that formed. And here's what's telling. When Jenna Ortega talks about her Wednesday friendships now, she doesn't just mention Emma and Georgie anymore. She talks about the cast as a collective. She's careful not to single anyone out the way she used to. That's a deliberate shift. Because remember, when Jenna did the Armchair Expert podcast, she specifically named Emma Myers, Georgie Farmer, and Percy Hines-White as her only friends at the moment. She singled them out. Now, she talks about how wonderful the entire cast is, how supportive everyone is, how it's become like a family. That's not because she's closer to everyone. It's because she learned that singling people out creates problems. Joy Sunday gets to be Jenna's friend without the complications. No one is shipping them romantically. No one is analyzing their every interaction for proof of secret feelings. They can just be normal friends and coworkers. And honestly, that's probably refreshing for Jenna after everything she went through with the Wenclair situation. So, how is Emma Myers handling all of this? The fact that her character is being sidelined, that Joy Sunday's role expanded while hers stayed the same, that the cast dynamic has shifted? Publicly, Emma has been nothing but professional. In interviews promoting season 2, she talks enthusiastically about Enid's growth, her werewolf alpha status, and the new challenges her character faces. She's done joint interviews with other cast members, including a really interesting one with Evie Templeton, who plays Agnes, the new character who gets close to Wednesday. Emma talks about their dance scene together, how much fun it was to film, how talented Evie is. But here's what's interesting. Emma doesn't do as many joint press appearances with Jenna anymore. They're not attached at the hip the way they used to be during season 1 promotion. They still appear together at big premiere events, but the constant pairing has stopped. That could be strategic. After the Wenclair shipping disaster, maybe their teams decided to create some visible distance to discourage shippers from getting more ammunition. Or it could be genuine. Maybe the friendship isn't as close as it used to be. Maybe Emma is hurt by the shift, by watching Joy Sunday and other cast members get opportunities to bond with Jenna without the baggage Emma carries. We don't know, but the change is noticeable to anyone who followed their season 1 dynamic. Here's what we need to understand. Joy Sunday didn't steal Emma Myers' place in Jenna's life. The Wenclair shipping created a situation where Emma's friendship with Jenna became complicated and public, while Joy's friendship with Jenna could develop naturally and privately. Think about it from Jenna's perspective. Every time she posts about Emma, fans flood the comments with Wenclair content. Every time they're photographed together, it becomes evidence of their secret relationship. Every interview where they show genuine affection becomes a shipping video with millions of views. That's exhausting. It makes genuine friendship feel performative. It makes you second-guess every interaction. Joy Sunday doesn't come with that baggage. When Jenna and Joy hang out, it's just two co-stars being friends. When they do interviews together, fans focus on their characters' rivalry turned friendship, not their real-life relationship. The Wenclair phenomenon didn't just affect Emma and Jenna's friendship, it made Emma the complicated option, and everyone else the easier option. And in an industry where everything is already complicated, sometimes people naturally gravitate toward what's easier. But let's zoom out even further, because there's a bigger story here about how Wednesday's cast dynamic evolved between seasons. In season 1, you had clear friend groups. Jenna, Emma, Georgie, and Percy were the core 4. They were the ones doing press together, hanging out together, forming the tight bond that Jenna talked about publicly. Season 2, that dynamic is completely different. Percy is gone. The remaining 3 have been absorbed into a larger cast ensemble that includes Joy Sunday, Hunter Duhan, Musa Mostafa, and new additions like the actors playing Agnes and other characters. It's not 4 close friends anymore. It's a professional cast that gets along well. And in that shift, Emma lost the special status she used to have as one of Jenna's only friends. Joy Sunday, meanwhile, gets to be part of the ensemble without ever having been in the exclusive inner circle. She doesn't have the same history or expectations. She's just a talented actress whose role expanded and who happens to get along really well with the lead. That's not villainy. That's just how cast dynamics work when circumstances change. So, what does Wednesday Season 2 actually reveal about Jenna and Emma's real-life friendship? Because the on-screen distance between Wednesday and Enid could just be good writing, and the cast dynamic shift could just be natural evolution. Here's what we can observe. At the Season 2 premiere events, Emma and Jenna still appear together. They still smile, hug, and show affection, but the energy is different. It's more professional, less intimate than their Season 1 dynamic. In group photos, they're often not standing next to each other anymore. Other cast members are positioned between them. That could be strategic photo composition to discourage shipping, or it could reflect genuine distance. Emma has talked in interviews about how much she values her friendship with Jenna, how grateful she is for their bond, how Jenna supported her through the challenges of sudden fame. That suggests genuine care and connection. But she's also been careful not to overshare, not to give shippers ammunition, not to make their friendship the focus of interviews the way it used to be. What that tells us is that their friendship probably still exists, but it's been fundamentally changed by the Wenclair experience. They're more guarded, more careful, more aware of how their interactions will be perceived. And in that guarded space, it's natural for Jenna to form easier friendships with people like Joyce Sunday, who don't require the same level of careful management. Looking ahead to season 3, which has already been confirmed, the question is, will this dynamic continue? Will Joyce Sunday's role keep expanding while Emma's stays the same? Will Wednesday and Enid repair their friendship, or will the show continue developing Wednesday's relationships with other characters? And behind the scenes, will the cast dynamic stabilize into this new normal, or will Emma and Jenna find a way to rebuild what they had before Wenclair shipping complicated everything? Here's the thing, the show needs both actresses. Emma Myers brings something special to Wednesday that other characters can't replicate. Enid is beloved by fans, even if Wenclair shippers are disappointed by Season 2's direction. And Jenna, despite everything, has always spoken highly of Emma's talent and character. Even if their friendship has shifted, there's still mutual respect and professional chemistry. But Joyce Sunday represents something important too. She's proof that Wednesday can develop meaningful relationships beyond the Wednesday-Enid dynamic. Her expanded role makes the show richer and more complex. The reality is that no one replaced Emma Myers, but the circumstances created space for other actresses to step into roles that Emma used to occupy more exclusively, both on-screen and potentially behind the scenes. So here's what actually happened. Emma Myers wasn't dramatically replaced by Joyce Sunday. There was no betrayal, no stolen friendship, no deliberate exclusion. What happened was that Wenclair shipping created complications around Emma and Jenna's friendship that made it harder to maintain publicly. And while they were navigating those complications, Joyce Sunday and other cast members formed connections with Jenna that didn't require the same careful management. On screen, the show made creative decisions to expand Bianca's role and test Wednesday and Enid's friendship. That's not a personal attack on Emma Myers. That's storytelling. But the cumulative effect is that Emma's position, both as Wednesday's closest friend on screen and as one of Jenna's closest friends off screen, has shifted. She's still important, still valued, still part of the Wednesday world. But she's no longer the only one. And sometimes, that's what replacement actually looks like. Not a dramatic exit, but a slow shift where your special status becomes shared status until you're one of many instead of one of few. So, GossipSlice fam, did Joyce Sunday replace Emma Myers in Jenna Ortega's life? On screen? Definitely. Bianca is Wednesday's new closest ally, while Enid deals with distance and tension. Off screen, it's more complicated. The cast dynamic shifted, new friendships formed, and the special bond Emma and Jenna had in Season 1 evolved into something different. But here's the real lesson. This is what happens when shipping culture interferes with genuine friendship. It creates complications that push people toward easier connections. Joyce Sunday didn't do anything wrong. Emma Myers didn't do anything wrong. Jenna Ortega didn't do anything wrong. The Wenclair phenomenon created a situation where Emma's friendship with Jenna became public property. And in that environment, of course, Jenna would gravitate toward friendships that feel more private and less scrutinized. Drop a heart emoji if you're sad about how Wenclair shipping affected Emma and Jenna's real friendship. And drop a clapper board emoji if you think Season 2's choice to distance Wednesday and Enid was the right creative decision. Like this video right now and subscribe to GossipSlice, because we just showed you how shipping culture doesn't just affect the people being shipped, it affects who they become friends with, who they trust, and how they navigate their professional relationships. This is GossipSlice, where we serve the truth one slice at a time. And the truth is that sometimes replacement isn't dramatic. Sometimes it's just the natural result of circumstances making one friendship harder and another friendship easier. I'll see you in the next one.